Today I'm making a whiskey grill glaze. Originally made with Jack Daniels. I think TGI Fridays restaurant was the one who originated this recipe, or who made it popular anyway. Got the recipe right here, which as you can see has been around. It's one of those recipes that has been used a lot over the years. Everybody who's had this loves it. It's great for steaks, chicken, or fish. I mainly use it on steaks. Very popular. Everybody who's ever had this has loved it and wanted just more and more of it. But it is a little complicated as far as making the sauce. You have to do it ahead of time, so I don't do it that often. But when I do, everybody looks forward to it. Real crowd pleaser if you're having, like I said, folks over or having a cookout or whatever. This is a great dish to have. And I'm going to get started making it here. I'm also going to try to list all these ingredients and stuff in the description below, so you have all that written down, because you can't keep up with me or understand me all the time. We got first ingredient is going to be 2/3 cup of water. Then you're going to need your pineapple juice, which is going to be 1 cup, which I use the can Dole pineapple juice. Just shake it up a little bit, pop it open, and you're going to find that this does not quite contain a cup. So I'm going to pop open another one here. Oh, got to shake that one up. Alright, that's a little over a cup. Good enough. One thing to keep in mind is you're also going to add pineapple crushed chunks in a minute. And if you only have 1 can of this, you can use the juice out of here to make up for your little bit of extra juice that you need for pineapple juice. It's not quite as concentrated, but it works. Alright, our next ingredient is going to be teriyaki sauce. And we're going to do 1/4 cup of it. Once we get it open. And again, these don't have to be precise measurements. Not anything precision here. Alright. Now we got that. And our next ingredient is going to be a tablespoon of soy sauce. Also, trying to get this done here before my iPhone runs out of camera space. Alright, next we got brown sugar. I'm going to do 1 1/3 cup of brown sugar. You can use light or dark. I've used both. Haven't seen it really make a lot of difference. Not the easiest thing in the world to measure out. You have to be closer. And go with that to the cup. Probably gonna take all I've got here. I'll go with that 1/3. Alright. Our next ingredient is gonna be Actually, before we do anything else, we're going to heat this up. Normally, we're going to heat it up in the saucepan until it begins to boil. But you don't necessarily have to do that first. Let's pretend we just did. Next, we're going to add the remaining ingredients, which is going to be something. Alright, we've got garlic, but I need to find page 1 so I can see exactly how much garlic we're going to need. Sorry about that. I'll need 2 teaspoons of garlic. Once again, this is after you've heated this up and it's come to a boil. So what I'm going to do is just add the remaining ingredients in here, and so you can see what I'm putting in there. 2 teaspoons of garlic. So I got to run right out of the fridge. And the recipe instructs you to cook your own and cut it up and all that stuff, but I just buy this as pre-minced, and it's good stuff. And this little ball right here will last you for a while. Alright, we're doing 2 teaspoons of this. One, 2. Alright. Only thing we have left is going to be 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1, 2, 3. I'm just using the good old concentrate stuff here. Once again, this bottle will last you for a while. Alright, next we need 3 tablespoons of minced white onion. There's 1, 2, 3. And in a pinch, you can use a little extra. You can use just regular onion on this. And it says minced, but this is more chopped, which I prefer to keep it a little larger pieces because it's going to boil down and it's going to caramelize and it's going to just about dissolve completely into your mixture. Alright, next we got 1 tablespoon crushed pineapple according to the recipe, but I will put more than that in there because I like it to be a little chunky. So I may even go back and add some after it cooks, just because it's, like I said, it's going to dissolve down. But one thing I do want to mention is when you're doing your initial boiling, get this to boil before you start to simmer, keep an eye on it because this brown sugar in here is flammable and it will catch on fire. And I know that from experience. Alright, next as our main ingredient, star of the show, is our whiskey. Now it says 1 tablespoon, but you know, whatever. I always add a little extra in the whiskey part. And your cayenne pepper. This is alright. I think my camera cut out there. Ran out of memory before I was quite done with this. Our last ingredient, I believe we were on, was the cayenne pepper, which is going to be 1/4 of a teaspoon. Alright. And that, you're going to be tempted to use more than that, but unless you know that everyone who's going to be eating this likes it spicy, I would stay with a 1/4 cup, or a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper is plenty. It's going to give you, you're going to definitely be able to taste that when you eat the sauce. It's going to be that little after kick. And I've already boiled this, and as I warned you before, this stuff boils really quickly, so you got to keep an eye on it. As you can see, I almost let it boil over the edge right here. And if you got a gas stove, that can be very dangerous because as soon as it boils over the edge, it's going to catch on fire. So it bubbles up. Just within probably 2 seconds, it'll go from this to just bubbling over completely over. So we have to be careful with that. Keep an eye on it. Other than that, I just noticed I recorded the entire first portion of this with the dreaded vertical camera angle. The way I had my camera set up, I had it kind of jerry-rigged to the exhaust fan here. So I apologize for that. No, I'm never going to hear the end of that. That's the YouTube pet peeve, I believe. People recording stuff like this instead of this. So I apologize for that. But anyway, hope you enjoy this recipe. And there's a look at it again. Look at the ingredients. And like I say, I'll try to post this whole the whole thing down in the comments section down here, so you can get a look at it. But anyway, thanks everybody. Hope you enjoy this sauce. Like I said, this is going to be a family favorite if you ever make it. Thank you. I do want to show you one more thing. This is after I've added all the remaining ingredients that I put in here. And you can see it's a lovely looking sauce here. Got a bunch of big chunks of pineapple, onion, garlic in it. And later on I'm going to add some more of this so it'll remain chunky. Because I'm going to let this cook down. It's going to cook for ideally about an hour at least on low, very low setting. But it's going to cook down. It's going to become very thick. It's really watery now, but the thicker the better. Of course, up to a certain point. You don't want it to be like syrup, but you do want it to have a thick consistency. So this has got a ways to go. Like I said, it's going to take about an hour. And by the time it's cooked an hour, you can have that lovely smell throughout the house, and all this stuff's going to be pretty much dissolved into there. And I'll add a little more of the onion or the pineapple just to give it a little chunkiness to the sauce. And once the sauce is done, what you're going to do with it is you're going to glaze your meat right before you take it off the grill. Probably, I'd say 2 to 3 minutes before you take it off the grill. You're going to start it cooking good and get it almost done. Then you're going to glaze it with this a couple of times and just slap it on thick. And once again, this stuff's flammable, so it's going to flame up in your grill, so keep an eye on that. But once it's done, whatever's left in here, I'll take and put it in a little ramekin, little container, so everybody gets a little sauce to dip their stuff in, because everybody likes to do that. Because most of it cooks off of the meat, but I like to leave them a little bit extra to dip the meat in while you're eating. It makes it a lot better. And this recipe right here will serve about 4 to 5 people. So if you're doing any more than that, you're going to want to double this. Just double everything. I've done it before. Just times 2 every ingredient on there and you'll be fine. Alright, thank you.